To you, most of you know Uncle Jimmy and Uncle David, but they're the two left of the original group there. And if you could, Uncle Jimmy and Uncle David, just come right up here and have a seat right here at the front. We appreciate it. Baby and the knee baby. There's the baby and the knee baby coming up here. A lot of you wanted to ask Uncle Jimmy and Uncle David of some of the past years or the late years and some of the family members that none of us have, a lot of us have never met. Uncle Jimmy said, well, I can't remember all that, but then again, I get him started and he remembers it all. So I'd like for you, before to start with, if you would, to kind of tell us a little bit about Daniel Webster Smith and when he was a boy. And when he comes over here in this area, and then there was Doc Kellum that kind of helped him get going. And anyway, I'd like for you to tell them about Daniel as he came over as a boy and then met up with Doc Kellum and what happened from there. And you know, you should stay right where you're at.
Well, when Pop was very young, about 5-year-old, his daddy died. And that left his mother with 3 boys and 1 girl. And needless to say, they didn't have no such thing as welfare back then or help people like that. It just more or less had to freewheel, pawn them out and stuff. That's the way Dan Smith, his first trip he made, when he left out looking for a place to stay, he'd go anywhere for somebody that needed a boy. And they couldn't pay him much, maybe 20 cents a day or something like that, but they'd give him a place to stay and feed him. And he'd done that for several times. He worked his way up to work, went to work over in Pollocksville to it was what they call a saloon then, I reckon. It was his job at that was to, if somebody come through, that was back in horse and buggy days, they come through with a cart load or a trailer load or something, and they stop in there and buy them a 5-cent drink to keep them warm or to keep them awake. And his job was to get out and pour them a drink, collect the nickel, and then he'd go back to bed. And he stayed there until they found him another place. And he just moved on up the road a little bit and got up at the Sellers farm. And Mr. Sellers took him in, and he fed him and clothed him and paid him a little something, maybe $1 a week, something like that. And Mr. Sellers and his brother were in the Civil War. And Mr. Sellers wasn't married when he went in. His brother's wife, his brother died while he was in the Civil War. And Mr. Simmons come back. He married his brother's wife. And just before you get into Pollocksville, if you look to the right, you see an old 2-story house out in the field with trees grow up around it, about to fall in. That was their plantation. And his brother had one on the other side of the road, was a Ravenwood. So they combined them and then farmed them. And he was an up-to-date farmer at that time, and that's where my daddy, he was in the learning process. That man had up-to-date equipment and everything. And he moved from there. He stayed there 18 months, and he moved from there come back down to Jacksonville. And he worked with Dr. Kellum. He was took up doctorate in the Civil War. And if anybody knows where Country Club Road is, that used to be the main road from Maysville on back to Jacksonville.
Country Club Road?
The Country Club Road, that was the original road, main road to Jacksonville. And he stayed with old Dr. Kellum, and he was a good doctor, but he didn't have no bedside manners. He was rough. And Daddy told me some of the patients they had. Well, I won't go into the details on it, but he was a rough doctor. And he would see people coming by the house there and ask them if they know anybody that needed a boy. And somebody told him, he says, yes, Benjamin Scott needs a boy, and looking for him. And he found out where it was at, and that weekend he walked from over there where the golf course is now, where I live now, and asked those men, and he told him, he says, yes, I need a boy, but he says, I can't pay him much. And he says, I give you $4 a month, and feed you, and give you a place to stay and work. And he couldn't have done that, but all the veterans in the Civil War in the state of North Carolina gave them a pension. And I've never read that in no history book. That's hearsay. That's what Uncle Ben told my dad. And so that was how he got there. He was 14-year-old when he was there. And he stayed on there. He was 16 or 17-year-old. He had an uncle that was walking through visiting that lived in Wilmington. And he stopped and stayed there. Back then, where you went was a horse or mule where you was walking. Where you was at night, they spent the night and they'd feed you. And he asked my daddy if he didn't know how to read and write. And he did, told him he didn't. And he asked him how old he was. He said 17. He said, well, don't you think it's getting about time for you to start learning? And that sank in on him. And later on, like where this building is set, is where Estelle Somerville lived, along this area right here. And she was a school teacher. They named her the Somerville School after her. This is when she had 2 sons, and both of them was lawmen. But anyhow, my daddy walked from up there to here, which is 3 or 4 miles. And he bought him a slate, about a 12, 15-inch square slate with a blackboard in it. And that way you didn't have to buy paper. That you could practice your making your figures and your letters on it, the ABCs, and how to count and write them and stuff. And he walked over here, and Miss Somerville would show him how to form his figures on a piece of paper, and how to add, make his figures and make his ABCs. And he would take that on back home, and he would practice it on that slate. He could write it a dozen times and wipe it off with a rag. And there she learned how to write them. She learned how to make words out of it, and spell. And same way as figures. As soon as you learn how to write the letters, you learn how to make the figures, and it got putting them together. And that's the extent of where he learned how to read and write, walking back and forth. And that lady was having him. And he said he knew what he wanted out of life at an early age. The stuff I'm telling you is stuff he told me. And he didn't have a reason to lie to him. He said that at an early age, he knew what he wanted out of life. He wanted a home of his own where he could lay down and sleep at night and not have to worry about waking up in the morning, somebody telling him he's going to have to leave. And that was his goal in life. And of course, years later, he stayed there all that time and farmed that, drove it up, and enough to make men's eat, something to feed them in and feed them you. And Uncle Ben died in 1928. I don't remember him. He was 93 years old, but his wife was still alive. She was 10 years older, I think. He was 10, 12 years older than she was, and she lived until she was 93. And she lived at, she was 93 when she died. And I remember when she died. I was about 5 years old when she died. And,
did she stay with Lester and Kathleen?
No, she stayed over there in the house that my daddy was raised up in there when he was living with Uncle Ben. That was like his, my son Daniel's house is set right in the same spot where that house was. And ever since I can remember, that house I'm living in now is where we was living. And Aunt Susan, she wanted me home at night. And some of my brothers, my sisters were going to spend the night with her. They bring her back the next day. And she stayed with us, eat with us. It's funny how things are sticking in anybody's mind, a little youngers. I was 4 or 5 years old and all that was going on. But that time frame, we had a pump in the yard. You wash your face and hands and out there in the yard, with a pump. And then when you get in the house, you comb your hair and sit down at the table with your hat off. You just didn't go to my daddy's table with a hat on. It wouldn't be on home. But anyhow, when the association meetings, quarterly meetings would come around, Aunt Susan, she'd have to go to that. And Papa would shut his farming operation down and take her. That was all their job. They'd go spread dinner and all that. And when she come back, she was dressed up. She always wore a bonnet. When she sat down at the table, she had her hat on. And I was a little fella, and I couldn't figure out how come she could wear her hat and I couldn't. But you know, things like that go through your mind. But anyhow, she died. She died when she was 93. It was in July of 39. That's when she died. And my mother and daddy, my mother had 15 live births. Had a set of twins were premature. And they had been placed for just a few days. And their first son that was born, he was 2 years old. And he had some kind of disease they called St. Violent Dance. And my daddy said the doctor told him that if anybody over it, then it would flip them up for life somewhere or another. But anyhow, the boy died. But after that, they had 12 live births. There were 7 boys and 5 girls. And I'm the last one, David is next to the last one. So the rest of them is going on. Right on. Brother. It's about like what's the name was talking about if you got punished in school, you didn't want to go home because you're going to get killed. That's the way it was. And if you got a chance to spend the night with one of your friends, that was just an unwritten law. If you was in somebody else's house, you abided by their rules, and if they tore the hide off of you, you you just prayed it didn't get back to your daddy because he finished yours. And that's just the way it was. You respected your elders, and I think it was tough times, but it was a good time to be brought up in. And he taught you work ethics, and he taught you how to respect your elders and set goals in life. And you had something to work to. And my daddy accomplished a lot of his goals. Nobody had Bert not try to run him off of his house. I'll tell you that. He was a little man, but he was wrapped tight. He didn't put up no crap. And
Tell how Granddad Dan met Grandma.
well, they lived right. My mother lived right across a little Wool Small, and there was a path through there where you could walk back and forth, and they got the court. My daddy was about 8 years older than my mother, and he wanted to get a little bit saved up before he got married, so that they have a place to stay and stuff. And that's the way they got together. And the biggest offense they had in the community, as far as I reckon, you call it court, and they'd have a corn shucking or a peanut shelling, something like that. And corn shucking, occasionally there'd be a red beer corn in there. It had red corn in it. You know, who found that one when they were shucking, they got the prize. That was a jackpot. And peanuts, you got a chance to, the ones that would crack open, you got a chance to eat them. And needless to say, the children didn't have none. They all got in. They crack them open, I mean, just eat them. But that was their mode of transportation was horsepower, mule cars, so on. But we had in our family there were rules and regulations, and everybody knew what they were. And you were told to do something, you were going to hear it for one time, and you better be on your feet. And because they didn't have time in a family that big to sit down and explain why this had to be done and that had to be done, and just to suffice to say that because I said so, and that was the end of the conversation. And, I got some tight spots too, and David did too. We deserved it. Yeah, we had a.
Talk about riding them bulls.
Well,
You tell him.
I'm leaving something for you.
Well, you get done.
Let Dave tell him about the ride.
Yeah. Okay. How many are in here ever rode these bulls around here? Anybody ride bulls? I don't see nobody ride bulls, man. If young folks need to get out there and try it. We used to have all of them up at the house. We take them out there and get these bulls and ride them, buddy. Forward them a little bit. Okay. We take them out and ride them. If you can stay on him, he can take your briar patch and drag you off out there in the briar. If you're lucky, you can get in there. What was that boy's name? That used to come up there.
Riggs.
Yeah, he used to come up there and we put him on a board. He loved to ride them hogs and bulls too. You ever rode any hogs? Anybody? Man, what's the matter with these young folks? What do y'all do? Play your computers all day? How about that? You don't know what fun it is until you get out there and start riding some hogs and bulls and things like that. Well, me and Jimmy had it pretty rough coming up with little kids. We didn't have no money like you young folks do nowadays. Very seldom we had any money. We probably give us how much lunch money was 40 cents a week, wasn't it, Jimmy?
50 cents a day for
50 cents. That lasted a week. We didn't have no money for nothing else. All these school kids coming in, we called them city slickers. They lived in the city. I don't know what you call them now. We call them city slickers. But they loved to get a hold of these country biscuits. You we swap sandwiches. They give them a little pieces, we get their sandwiches, because we like banana sandwiches, I've never eaten none hard. But we did that, and we did pretty good on that. But they get these ice cream sandwiches and eat them all the time around there. Me and Jimmy never got to eat none. Never had no money to get none with it. Guess what? I woke up one day, I don't know how I got started in it, but I catch that bus and head down to Camden June down here, main gate, shining shoes. But you had to get the pass to go in there to set up pins in the bowling alley. But you don't make no money setting up pins in the bowling alley. So we took our shoe sign boxes in, stick them under the bridge out there when you got into the base and hide them so nobody couldn't see them. Then we get the pass and go in there, like we're going to a bowling alley, grab our shoe shine box and go to work. And guess what? We lived down there in Overbrook at the time. Papa bought a house down there, me and Jimmy were living down there. Well, my room where I slept into was right next to the porch. I didn't get home till late, sometime 9, 10 o'clock at night. Them boys, Papa would go to bed when it got dark. Well, I crawl in through the window, see at night when I come in, I would wake nobody else, I'd raise the window up and crawl in the window. Jimmy come flying in there, bang, how much you made? How much you made? How much money I made? Every time I do that. And he had this big old tomcat. I asked him the other day, you still got that tomcat? What'd you tell him? You got rid of it. You put that money on that tomcat. But I want you to know, folks, we had ice cream from then on. We want candy, we had candy. That's right. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. That was a good time. We had some good times when we were growing up like that. We used to go snake hunting. Anybody done snake hunting? When the weather gets dry and the swamps all dry up, you just got little water holes here and there. You can always find 3 or 4 snakes laying in them holes. We can go in there and get them, but when this little old wise dog come along with us, he'd take care of them too. He'd let us know if they hit us, because they'll bite you if you ain't careful. But we never did think about getting bit. We always had fun with them. I can remember one time when I went up there and I did a little shanty down there and we went fishing. Got a stick of dynamite in a pair of, I think it was a plow point or something. Papa got on to us about that, buddy. Went there and took the cap, put the dynamite in there, put it in the creek, you put it in the bottle. Oh! Here comes the fish, buddy. Yeah, man, we got the fish, buddy. They come up to the top, they started to pick them up.
Good fishing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Papa had a place for everything. If you go back there to get it and you go there, you won't know where it's at. We move his tools out of his way and he gets mad, man. He was pretty strict. But I learned one thing out of my daddy. You want to do something, you want to do it bad enough, you can do it. I got a 7th grade education, and I ain't bragging, folks, don't get me wrong, I ain't bragging. But I've got 5 years of college besides the 7th grade I left into. When I went to college, I went 3 years in theology college, then I went 2 years in electronics. And those are the hardest 5 years I ever had. But you can do what you want to do if you want to do it bad enough. But if somebody tells me, come up and says, hey, I can't do this, I don't believe it. You can do whatever you want to do if you want to do it bad enough to sacrifice for it.
That's right.
Because there ain't nothing coming easy no more. That stuff that comes easy ain't worth much. I'll tell you that right now. But I want to tell you, me and Jimmy had some fun stuff coming on up. And I left home when I was real young. I thought I was 15, but Jimmy said I was 16.
He's school till you were 16.
Yeah, but a lot of people do that, you know. How many in here know, ever heard of a school teacher named Miss Riles? Anybody remember her? Huh? Nobody don't? Well, I'm glad you don't then. That poor, you remember her?
I remember her.
Jimmy knows, but well, that woman beat me every day I go to school. Yeah, I'm telling you, boy. Every day I get a whipping. And I mean, I was the one who picked on. Yeah, well, I got it more than he did.
Your dad did.
So I come home, Papa said, I tell Papa, I said, that woman beat me every day. Maybe you deserve it. No, I don't do. I ain't doing nothing wrong.
Because you're Smith.
He wrote, don't let me tell you, he wrote a letter, put it in an envelope, and said, give this to your teacher tomorrow. I never got another whipping. I don't know what he said to him. I never did see the letter, but I don't know what he said.
I can imagine.
Well, I never got another whipping. And I stood there. I never did. I don't know what grade it was in. I think it was the 6th or 7th grade. It might have been the last year I was in there. they had this multiplication tables. Everybody in there sat down. I sit everybody in the whole classroom down. I did learn how to say them without getting to sit down. I beat everybody in the classroom on the multiplication table. But I don't forgot them now. I know I'm up to the 10th table. After that, I'm lost. I'm about to learn how to quit counting money.
Just spend it.
I can't keep my hood up long enough to know what it is.
Now you're going blind.
No, you know what? Y'all know what hog slop is, don't you? Slop you got in the kitchen. My mama used to have a thick bucket, it looked like a 5-gallon bucket. She'd fill that thing up with slop, and Jimmy put a stick in it, carry it over to the hogs. She'd tell them, now don't you boys run and ride them hogs. Oh, well, we ain't gonna ride them. We know if you put that slop in that bucket, them hogs are gonna get in there and get it, you know, where they hit, they ain't care who's getting on the back. And Jimmy crawled them hogs every time, running around them. But she laid it on us, so she can't do it without getting caught. She worked us for that. Jimmy had a side street popcorn that got work real bad. I told her I wasn't going to do it no more. Jimmy says, I'll do it if I want to.
I paid for that.
Sure did.
I got 5 blisters big as a dime on my body.
Yep, I counted them on there. Sure did. Yeah, he pulled his riches out and got them up there. I bet you didn't do it no more though, didn't you?
No, sir.
Let me tell you what else happened one time. Now, I don't know who got the money this time. I thought it was Lige, but Jimmy said he don't remember. And I don't remember. But Papa had his overhaul hanging up and he sold produce along about that time. Keeping change in his pocket. So we got in there somehow another time. So one of us Friday, I don't know which one it was, got the money out of that pocket. And we had a cows over where Betty Sue, called it straight up the road. Well, we had a trough. It was about 3 foot wide and at least 7 or 8 foot long. And it had to be at least that deep. And we had to pump water in there with a pump a fill of water. Well, the cows got to blowing on there one day, and Papa said, "Went over there to see what was the matter." We would go taking the money out of his pocket, go over to the store and get him some drink and candy. We were supposed to be on there pumping water. We didn't pump no water. Well, he called us. Jimmy come in and he's the one that built veins on us. He gave Mama a piece of candy. And said, "Where'd you get that candy, son?" Then he told the story about it. So Papa heard the cows and told he went over there to see what come out with them, but they didn't have no water. Now you know what happens to a trough when it dries out? It cracks. Water runs through the cracks. Well, we had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, with a lantern, go over there and pump that thing full of water before we went to school. And we were scared to death. Little kids, you know. One held the lantern, stood guard, but the other was pumping. I didn't think we was ever going to get that thing full of water because it kept running out by as fast as you put it in there. So it swelled up. But we got our butt tore for that, buddy. We learned a lesson on that. Don't do something like that, boy. Them cows got to have water to drink. I'm telling you, boy, we had a rough time coming up there. But not after we went to Shiny Shoes, I did pretty good. Then I got real smart and thought I knew everything I needed to know and get out of the country on my own. You young folks don't do that. I don't advise anybody to do it.
Thank you, Uncle David, Uncle Jimmy. I was thinking about, we told about when Granddaddy Dan started out as a boy, 13, 14.